Hi, this is Zach from Zach's Traders Cafe with a look at the major markets on Friday, the 8th of July. Starting off with the FTSE 100, and it looks as though we're in a bull flag above former April resistance at 64.27. While above that, we've got a best case scenario target here, which is a February resistance line projection heading as high as 6,800. And in fact, really only back below the 10-day average, currently 63.76, would really question the upside argument over the near term. All the near term moving averages are rising, including the 200-day line, which does suggest that this is a market ready to make a new leg to the upside despite all the uncertainties. Onto the DAX, and not such a pretty picture here. Toying with former support areas. 94.32 was the initial low last month, and we closed just below that yesterday. Bit of a mess, really. Probably we could allow for down to the 92.50 area today in the wake of the non-farm payrolls. But really, we want to see this market back above the 10-day moving average at 95.37 before really regarding it as being a bottom fishing situation. On to the US markets, and obviously they tend to be continue to be rather quite resilient. Dow holding above the 50-day moving average at 17,747. While we're above that, we would expect an imminent break of this resistance line from April at 18,000, and then for it to head up to 18,800 as a best case scenario over the course of July and August. That's a March resistance line projection. RSI just at 53, so in the buying zone, the non-volatile buying zone for now. Onto the S&P, and here we see this also resting above its 50-day moving average at 2076. That is key. While we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, we're looking to retest the best levels of the year around 2120. Weekly close above 2120 takes us up to 2200, which is this March resistance line projection. Big plus point here, the way the 200-day moving average at 2025 is rising. RSI at 54 as well. Very modest given that we are at or near the best levels of the year. Onto the Nasdaq, and here a situation where we're just approaching this resistance line from December. That's running at 4,500, and that's expected to be the minimum on the upside at the moment, especially while we hold the 200-day moving average at 44.16. For the currencies, cable starting to consolidate below the 130 level, 129.53 at the moment. I think the best we've seen since the break below last month's 131.21 lows, 130.47, and any strength towards that area regarded as a shorting opportunity. Worst case scenario target, this support line projection heading towards 120, but early days as far as suggesting that. Probably the best thing to say at this stage is that we could retest 127.98, which was this week's intraday low. Onto euro dollar, still becalmed around the 200-day moving average level. That's around 110.90, and we're just trading either side of that. Big support 109, and resistance coming up there at 111.79, which is the 20-day moving average. Not much wisdom to add apart from the fact that with the RSI at 43, there is a downward bias, especially with the near-term moving averages also falling. For the yen, just starting to toy with the 100 yen level. The lowest we've had so far for July, 100.2 yen, so we're just above that. But the risk of a retest now of 99 yen, which was the June intraday floor, blink and you missed it affair. And then after that, or below that, 97.50, which is this November support line projection. At this stage, only back above the 10-day moving average at 102, the green line there. I would even begin to question the drift to the downside. Finishing off with gold, and slightly disappointing given the way that we had quite a good start to the week, but Looks as though this wants to come back and test the 10-day moving average level at 1340 before trading higher. Remember that 1358 was the June peak, and we're hanging around that, so that is a plus point. But 1400 now looks a little bit difficult, at least over the near term. That's it for me. More updates at the same time on Monday.